Hey guys, it's Ramon from Eclectic Emissary, back with all your travel needs. And here, we're in Aruba, finally made it. This is like the first trip of the year actually, at least international trip. So since COVID, haven't traveled at all, at least got on this flight. And yeah, I want to bring to you all the things I learned on the flight over here, preparing for the trip, traveling internationally, dealing with the global pandemic during this whole time of uncertainty, and how it affected travel. So yeah, I'm going to go into all the things you'll need for Aruba, everything I packed, all the things I needed beforehand. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to check is to make sure that Aruba is open for your country. Right now, I know they're open for the US and Europe, and they also might be open for a few Caribbean countries as well, excluding Dominican Republic, but you want to make sure you're up to date on all of that. Next thing you want to do is smash the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. So as added safety precaution due to all the COVID pandemic issues, Aruba has added a very strict guidelines for entering the country. It's called the online embarkation, disembarkation process. So basically it's like everything you need to enter the country. The first thing that is most important, I think, is to get the COVID test. So the positive or negative PCR test, which you need to take to enter the country, make sure that you don't have COVID or anything like that. Basically, yeah, you'll fill it out online. You get a paper just like this. Okay, so you have two options for the COVID test. You can either take it before you go to Aruba, so before your flight, at least 72 hours prior to your flight, have the test results and have that in writing, I guess, on a piece of paper, and make sure you bring that when you arrive to Aruba. Or the second option, which is actually the option I chose, that you can take the test once you get to the airport. So upon arrival, okay, so with option 2, taking it at the airport, basically you line up, you show your receipt that you prepaid for the test, which I'll link in the description below. Then they take you and they put a swab straight up your nose, which is super uncomfortable, but it only lasts like 3 seconds. So after that pain is done, then you can enter the country, and you have to quarantine probably up to 6 to 8 hours. We got our results in like 8 hours, I think. So we'll quarantine at our hotel. And yeah, they send you the results. There's also an app that you have to get. I might also link it down in the description below. So you can get your results either sent through the app or through an email that you choose. Okay, next thing you want to do is make sure your passport is valid for the entire trip there, so that's nothing new. And also you check the visa requirements. If you're just a tourist for under 90 days, you should be fine. There's an entire list. There's a lot of countries that don't need visas, so you probably will be one of them, but I'll have a link to the description below with all the countries that actually do or don't have them, so you know which country you need a visa for or not. Okay, and along with your disembarkation process, you're going to need mandatory visitor's insurance. So Aruba has their own private travel insurance that you pretty much have to get. Even if you have your own, you're still mandated to get it, which is also part of the disembarkation process. So this is what you'll get when you buy it. You're going to have to purchase it pretty much the same time when you purchase the COVID testing thing. So that's going to be around for about 7 days. I think it was like $90, so almost $100 for the week. Not too bad, but that'll insure you just in case you have positive test results. Okay, along with the other things like the COVID test and travel insurance, you'll also need a health assessment, which is basically just emailed to you 72 hours before you get on the plane. Basically just stating, you're good to go, you don't have COVID, no symptoms are showing, so you'll need to fill that out 72 hours before you get on the plane. Okay, now we get to the fun stuff. So Aruba's like a pretty small island, probably like 20 miles long, so It's there's a lot to see, definitely, but the transportation is a little. You might need a car, so if you want to rent a car from the airport, that might be a smart idea. You can also rent scooters, which is pretty awesome. Even if you don't get a car or anything like that, I'm pretty sure like a lot of hotels offer airport shuttle, so they'll take you around, and a lot of excursions that I went to, at least, they always pick you up from your hotel, so you don't have to worry about how am I going to get there or if I'm going to get lost getting there. So the main currency is the Aruban florin, which I don't really think is necessary to take out money and waste money on the exchange rates, because you can use credit card almost everywhere, and they also take USD. And the weather in Aruba is beautiful. It's like 80 to 90 degrees, like almost year round. So pretty much anytime you want to visit, it's going to be almost exactly the same. It's right out of the hurricane belt, so there's barely ever any rain, any storms, anything like that. The weather is really amazing. It's not like a humid heat like the rest of the Caribbean, like Puerto Rico, for instance, like I've been to. It's like a kind of a dry heat. It feels like you're in a desert or something. In fact, there's even like cactuses around and dry mountains and stuff. So it's a really cool like environment. Another interesting fact is that they actually speak 4 languages on the island. So they have their original language, which is Papiamento. They also speak Dutch because it's a constituent of the Netherlands. So that's also pretty interesting to know. As well as almost everywhere we went, they spoke perfect English, and they also speak in Spanish as well. So they have a lot of options for speaking to the locals. So traveling during this pandemic time, everything's a little bit different. I think in Aruba, I felt especially safe because they took your temperature a lot of the places and gave you hand sanitizer, and you're required to wear a mask in almost every single place. So yeah, they took a lot of precautions, especially in this airport. It's just super empty and dead. Like almost no one's flying. It's crazy. All right, the last thing I want to touch on is maybe some of the activities that you'll be doing. You might want to bring water shoes for, like something that has a hard sole, because there's a lot of rocks and hiking that you'll be stepping on, and you don't want to like hurt your feet or anything like that. There's also you should bring goggles, because just in case you want to go snorkeling or you go riding on UTVs or something like that, it'll protect your eyes a little bit as well. Alright, so there's everything you need to enter Aruba. If you're trying to go for the first time or you want to revisit, you know the country's probably open for you. Just check your requirements. And yeah, it's a fun and awesome place. I have also a link in the description below to the blog that I made if you want to read everything in more detail and maybe get the links for everything that you need. It'll be there for you guys. And don't worry, we're doing a future update for all the best things to do and see around the island, which has the best activities. So yeah, it's going to be a really awesome vlog. Hope you stay forward for that, and yeah, until next time.